Hello everybody, this is a response to a Sonic Mainliner's contest. He got 300 subscribers and asked us to show 5 of our favorite records that we purchased this year. So I picked a couple older ones here and a few new ones. The first one I'm showing here, this is Slow Dive with Pygmalion. This is their third album from 1995, I believe. It's a reissue. There was a bootleg of this year, I believe, a couple years ago, but this is a licensed reissue from Music on Vinyl. It's a limited version here. Let's see, I have number 989 out of 1,000. And this is on colored vinyl. Comes with a nice picture sheet here with a few pictures. And it's on kind of a light bluish vinyl. I actually just opened this up today. I received it in the mail last week. So I haven't given this a spin yet. I don't know how it sounds, but really excited to get I know Music on Vinyl does a good job with the reissues, so it's really nice to get a nice reissue of this album. And if you know Slow Dive, their first couple albums were more definitely in the shoegaze genre. This is more of an abstract ambient album, but I think it's a fantastic album. It's a really good late night listening album, if you know what I mean. So the second one here is one that was just released this year. It's John Hopkins, Immunity. I first found out about this guy when he worked with Brian Eno on a collaborative album a couple of years ago. And this is his solo album. He's released several others, but this is the only one I've heard, and it's an excellent kind of a really textured IDM album. It's really a great electronic album from this year. Not quite. It's somewhat techno, but it's not quite a straightforward techno album. I think the second half of this album is more on the ambient side, but there's just a lot of really great textures here, and it's produced extremely well. It's a fantastic album again. John Hopkins, Immunity. And the third one here, Function, Incubation. This is a straightforward techno album, and it's definitely still my favorite techno album of the year from the Ostgaton label. And that's just, it's dark, it's a really strong techno album. Function was also part of the Sandwell District group and label, and he's put out a lot of really great music. So that's Function, Incubation. The third one is a Fire Orchestra with the album Exit. I think this is it's a big jazz band from, it's either Norway or Sweden. I think it's Norway, but I'm not positive about that. But there's lots of, this is a huge group of, you could see the list of musicians here. It's 20 or so musicians on this album. And it's really kind of just a free jazz album, but you know, it's not the normal free jazz album that you would think of with a quartet or something. It's a really big band making this album, and it's excellent actually. There's even a singer on here, Emil Svanungen. I don't know how to pronounce it, but a really nice female vocalist is on this album, and definitely adds something to it. That's Fire Orchestra, Exit. And my fifth choice here, this is kind of a classic techno single from Van Cure. It's the second release on the Maurizio label. It's Lyat, Lyot. So on the A side, there's just the original mix from Vain Cure, and on the B side, there's a remix from Maurizio, who's also known as Moritz von Oswald. And this is just an absolute classic techno single. If you don't know much about techno and you're curious, this is definitely something I would recommend checking out. So that's Vain Cure, Lyat. And that's it. Congratulations, Andreas, for the subscribers. I hope you get a lot of nice responses to this contest. I know I've seen a few so far. Bye.